So money where you're not first, but some where the crowd is. Better put your hands up, we didn't set a line to see us in the papers, we don't look like comments.
Hello and welcome to today's video. I thought I would put together a little bit of a Summerween inspired reading vlog and focus on some books for the readathon that's currently happening. I have a couple of books that I want to focus on throughout the weekend, heavily on the graphic novels because of course that's typically a quicker reading, and I have to keep in mind that I am working all day on Saturday, so if I want to see the most progress and try and tick off the most prompts, I'm going to utilize the stuff that I have towards me, easily obtainable, which is graphic novels. So I will show up what I'm potentially going to navigate towards this weekend, but I do have a couple of novels on here as well that I think will work well for the prompt of the cover being pink. But before we get to that, here are the graphic novels I've got. So there's two series here. I've got volumes 2 and 3 of We Only Find Them When They're Dead. This is, well, from what I've read so far, I've read the first volume. It's a fantastic sci-fi horror about a sort of mining space crew who mine dead gods, and they're hopeful to find a real god and kind of the consequences that befalls them from that desire. It's really interesting, and with the way volume 1 finished, I wasn't expecting, like, it didn't feel like it would need a follow-up, so I'm wondering if we're following a different crew of characters maybe, or we're getting more backstory, or maybe even the perspective of the gods. I would be really intrigued by that, because at this point I don't know how the story is going to expand. I've also got the first 2 volumes of The Trees, which is kind of like eco horror from what I understand, and I'm hoping to do a little video on some eco horror that I'd recommend, so hopefully I enjoy this and that it does fall into that genre. That's all I really know off the top of my head. I think it's like an alien attack. They come down and they don't see humans as sentient, beings. And I don't know if it's the aliens that look like trees, or they turn the humans to look like trees within their image or something. But nevertheless, I'm excited to find out. And then for my 2 novel picks, which I'm loosely saying has pink on the cover. So we have Children of Paradise by Camilla Gradova. This is about like a cinema that's very like recluse and old fashioned, and the people that work there, it feels like they know something, and our main character kind of wants to be in the know and work at this cinema. But she soon realizes why it is the way it is. It sounds kind of creepy. I don't really know if there's a haunting going on, a possession, what sort of vibe of horror this is going to be, but it sounds really cool. And also that could fit the pink vibe, because I'm looking at like the mouth aspect, and it's more of like a softer blood red pink, like old blood. I have The Witch by Marie Ndiaye. This sounds really cool. I think it's about it sounds feminist in its approach. It seems like it's about siblings that are sort of figuring out whether they want to stay with their mum in the small town or leave. I think of course there's ideas of a witch, and kind of I'm intrigued to see whether it's like a literal meaning of a witch with powers and magic, or if it's going to be more about like a certain time period and how women are viewed. So I'm intrigued to find that out. I have read the back, but it's so small, I kind of don't want to dive in any more than what that's given. This might be the one I end up navigating towards first. But yeah, I thought I'd just vlog snippets throughout the weekend. Hopefully it's interesting enough for you. I don't really have anything crazy happening today, but yes, thanks for joining. Hopefully we can do a little, what's it called, like body mirroring in terms of reading, getting little bits and bobs done around maybe. Let's see.
Then you already know who to try, and if you really want it all, meet me on the weekend. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money crowd is. Baby, put your hands up. We in the sun lines is. See us in the papers. We all look like common. It's a no-brainer. We already running.
So I ended up starting The Trees Volume 1 in the bath. I thought, yeah, I'm going to just dive in with a graphic novel because there's no way that I am realistically going to be focusing super hard on a full-length novel or something with more prose in it this evening after work all week. I just need to decompress a little bit and pick up more of a lighter read, although it isn't very light in tone. I guess it's reminding me of World War Z in how it's flitting between kind of different areas of the world and how they're all focusing their efforts or ignoring really these tree structures. And it is definitely more alien-y than the eco thing, but I am hoping that we do get more, like, I don't know, like the biology of the tree structures. I'd love to see some of the study of that, from more of that research point of view, which I think we might end up getting some of in this Antarctica kind of perspective that we're flitting between. My mic died here and I didn't notice, unfortunately. I think I was saying something just from the little bit of lip reading I can do about not having a favourite perspective at the moment because we wasn't getting much time sort of with each POV, but more of like little snapshots into this world and the various lives of people that are affected by these trees. If I said anything else, I don't remember. I think I talk too fast. I can't quite see what my mouth is saying. But yeah, I will charge or use my other mic shortly.
I'ma take my time with it. Show you what you got with it. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money crowd is. Baby, put your hands up. We didn't set a line to. See us in the papers. We all look like common. It's a no-brainer.
So I just finished the volume 1 of The Trees. I said that really strangely. I really liked it. It was not exactly what I was expecting, but I think it worked. It was more like mass weapons of destruction, ways in which different areas of the world are viewing these, what they're calling the trees, these structures, these alien entities, and whether they can be weaponized. They've got like experimentation and what people get from living there. Does it mess up their structure on like a cellular level? Does it get into their minds? They have like this whole city experiment that they just let kind of flourish under there, which is also a really interesting exploration of society. Everyone is free to do what they want, live how they want. It's the place to go if you fall under anything that is seen as other, to flourish and kind of find yourself. So that was an interesting conversation. There were, talks of corruption and how it's affected, people not actually, in the grand scheme of things, wanting to live anywhere near it in various areas because of the fear of it, how money is getting weaker, how police control is less, and what there is corrupt. It was really interesting. So yeah, definitely more to it than I was expecting. I really liked it. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm probably going to swiftly move on to volume 2 because I really want to know what happens next, because there was quite some dramatic and catastrophic events that happened at the tail end of this volume. So yeah, I like this.
You already know who to try, and if you really want it all.
Hello. Hello, quirky old lady. I think we do. Back to my drink goblin ways. Hello, and welcome to Sunday. I have taken you to my boudoir. See the lovely door of my wardrobe over here. I'm going to have a lazy girl Sunday and just see how much I can read and consume. Obviously, I'll do other grown folk things and wash up, do a little bit of tidying here and there. But for the whimsy and romanticisation of this vlog, you don't need to see that. So I thought I'd actually tell you what, so far, stats-wise, prompt-wise, I've achieved for a Summerween vlog. So cheated, but it's, you know, it's the start to the Summerween month, so I was getting a little bit hasty, a little bit excitable, and I wanted to start it early. I'll probably be carrying on with the spooky books as and when throughout the months, but it's almost in my mind like the unveiling of this time of year. So I will be carrying on reading. I'll be trying to read as much as possible, but I did start a couple of days a couple of days early, the end of June. I read Clara and the Devil, and I had that as a prompt for, now hold on, morning voice, sorry. I've got it written down here somewhere. Read a book with less than 250 pages. So that was one of the prompts. Then, of course, last night, having finished volume 1 of The Trees, I had that as read a new to you author. And reading volume 2 of The Trees now, I'm actually going to class that as read a book in the dark, because I did read some of this in the dark last night. Didn't start it or finish it in the dark, but I read some of it in the dark. So that's the prompt that I'm going to tick off for this once I finish it. I am going to do the complete opposite now and finish it in the daytime. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've got my Earl Grey tea, I've got a water, and I've got a Sprite to keep me hydrated until I feel the hunger and crawl out of my dark domain. And it would also be dark actually, but I do need a little bit of light to see. But look how dark when I draw my curtain. Okay, you're actually in it, so that doesn't count. But look, see, we're in the shadows. In the shadows. So yes, I might have it just like this, and then it's still technically dark, and I'm gonna finish off reading this now. So in amongst the bed rotting and, you know, compulsory doom scrolling, I did in fact finish Trees Volume 2. This definitely felt more condensed and focused on two more like main characters. I would say we definitely lost quite a lot of perspectives due to the events that happened in the first volume, which was devastating, but I liked that it felt more focused and, you know, the goal of moving the story through like two individuals that are quite essential, I guess, to the unfolding plots. I would say our main characters was Dr. Joe Creasy, the biologist, and also the mayor elected or electoral, or he's an election, I don't really understand the terminology, in Manhattan. And it was really interesting to kind of see how both their discoveries and cover-ups, you know, respectively, aligned or misaligned with the unraveling of the trees and their kind of sinister lingering. I really liked it. It did feel shorter than the first volume, but again, it had that more driven focus folding of the story, which was nicer because we were able to kind of get through it in more detail in a way. It was, yeah, I liked it. It was good pacing. I liked the characters. Well, I don't know that I necessarily like the characters, but I appreciate the characters. The art in this is fantastic. Quotable once again. I found quite a lot of quotes in the first one. And I'm just really intrigued to see how this wraps up. I think it is a 3-volume series, so hopefully I can get hold of the third one from the library soon, but it definitely won't be in this vlog. Anyway, my tummy is a rumbling, my head's starting to ache a little bit, and I believe I require sustenance. So I'm probably going to go out of the bed before I lull myself into slumber and make myself something to eat, get myself some caffeine, and get up and about a little bit. I'll probably flip to a different vlog that I'm filming, which is for a project that I am reading for. So I might read some of that specific dedicated book list, and update over there. But yeah, that won't be coming out for some time now. Oh my God. Don't know if you heard that. My belly just did a dirty protest. Okay, not a dirty protest. It just protested. It's hungry. I'm going to go feed myself. I'm talking about my belly like it's not a part of me. Yeah, see you in a bit. So I think this is actually going to be where I leave off this little weekend reading vlog. I'm probably not going to pick up anything else that's like spooky vibes, and I am sort of settling more into this other book that I'm reading for a different project. So I'll wrap it up now. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I shall catch you in another video soon. Bye.